Just in this morning, a man is accused of assaulting several officers in Kentucky. Michael Hubbard was arrested this morning in Livingston County. Police say he was drunk and became belligerent with officers, all while a 5-year-old was in the house. We're told Hubbard assaulted several officers while they tried to subdue him, even headbutting one of them and damaging an officer's vehicle. He faces multiple charges, including assault, public intoxication, and resisting arrest. Very tense moments at a complex outside of downtown earlier this morning. Metro Police say a man forced his way into the home with a gun. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres is live outside Central Precinct Police Station. And Matthew, what are police telling you this morning?
Jonquil, certainly a very scary situation this morning. They tell me that, of course, this is a home invasion. In fact, this was the second home invasion in the last 2 days at the same complex. At this point, that suspect is still at large. Let's take a look at the video because we were there when officers first responded to the scene. This is just after 2 o'clock this morning at J.C. Napier Homes on Claiborne Street, just outside of Nashville. From what Metro Police tell us, that one of the 7 residents living in the complex stepped outside to smoke a cigarette, and that's when the suspect rode in with a bike holding a handgun and forced his way inside the home with the victim. And that's where he took several items, including a television. In fact, he forced his victim at gunpoint to carry out that TV to a nearby dumpster, and so the victim did, and he went back to the place where they eventually called police. Good news though that nobody was hurt or injured in this incident, but again, that suspect is still out there, so if anyone may have information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 615-74-CRIME. We are reporting live in downtown Nashville this morning. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
Thank you, Matthew. A police impersonator is behind bars thanks to an apartment complex security officer. The officer noticed Kenneth McAdams at the Parkwood Villa Apartments on Brickchurch Pike wearing a badge despite not being an officer in any capacity. Several other officers on scene assisted in arresting McAdams after he began arguing. Officers searched him and found a marijuana pipe, prescription oxycodone pills, and a straw used to ingest the drugs. Nashville police were called and took McAdams into custody. A woman was left tied up with duct tape after a violent home invasion. It happened around 11:30 yesterday morning on Edgemont Drive in Donaldson. The victim was in the kitchen when the suspect broke in, taped her up, and stole hundreds of dollars in cash. Police say the suspect likely knew the victim, but have not told us yet who they are looking for. A 2-alarm fire keeps fire crews battling heavy smoke for nearly 2 hours. It happened last night around 8 p.m. at the Norton's Corner Strip Mall near the intersection of Murfreesboro and Donaldson Pikes. You can see firefighters were dealing with thick black smoke coming from the Lenox Village flower shop. That smoke meant firefighters had to call in a second alarm. It's not clear what caused the fire, but crews say they don't believe or have any reason to think it was suspicious.
There's a lot of different contents in there that we're sifting through now, hitting the hot spots, the smoldering pieces. We're just trying to clear that area out and see what it actually was now that started the fire.
You know, it's been in the family since 1967. My granddaddy built this place, and we've got a lot of history here. You know, things happen. We'll rebuild, continue on.
There are several businesses in the plaza. It's not clear how many have smoke and fire damage. No one, thankfully, was hurt. A man convicted of murder who many say cost Nashville its innocence was back in court on Friday. 5 years ago, a jury convicted Jerome Barrett of killing Nashville Girl Scout Marsha Trimble. She was just 9 years old when she was killed delivering cookies in her Green Hills neighborhood in 1975. The case went unsolved for more than 30 years until a police database matched Barrett's DNA with DNA found on Trimble. Barrett blames his conviction on ineffective counsel. Barrett says an alibi that jurors never heard could stand between him and freedom. We have more on this court appearance coming up in the next half hour of News Channel 5. And lawyers for one of the convicted Vanderbilt rapists were back in court on Friday as well. Corey Beatty's attorney, Warwick Robinson, says court records have consistently delayed his request for transcripts. He is asking for transcripts during jury selection in which the jury foreman may not have mentioned he was a victim of sexual assault. Despite the plea, the judge said the deadline to produce transcripts will remain March 23rd. The sentencing hearing in the case is set for April 24th. We now know the identity of a body found in Clarksville yesterday. Investigators say Donnie Kennedy of Cedar Hill was found off Power Street early yesterday morning. Police say it appears someone assaulted the 31-year-old and left him for dead. Anyone with information is urged to call Clarksville police. Date rape drug allegations have put two men in big trouble this morning. Federal agents recently intercepted a package from China that was sent to an address here in Madison. Joshua Baker and Charles Ligon were found at that address. Police tell us Ligon admitted to using the ingredient to sell to a dealer who would turn it into the date rape drug GHB. And a fast food manager is accused of inappropriately touching a 16-year-old employee. Juan Leal was arrested in Gallatin Thursday and charged with 5 counts of sexual battery. The Tennessean reports the girl's mother contacted police and told them the 33-year-old made unwanted advances on the teen, including kissing her, grabbing her, and asking her to take pictures for him. Police say he admitted to crossing the line.